Hi guys, my name's Kyle. I'm sure you know me from my blog. I'm just doing the recording of the screen just to show you basically this transition effect in CSS3. I've indented these particular lines here because this is all that you need to have it working in a sense. What I've done here is I spent a couple of minutes this morning just putting together a simple layout, which I'll just show here. Basically it's just an outer div with a block on the inside, which obviously just has my header, an image, and the section down below, which you can't quite see. Let me just try and think full. Yeah, so this will be hidden in overflow hidden up here. So essentially, what I want my goal to be is we've got this image here. So say if I had a web page with 3 of these div blocks in, all 3 with a picture in relevant to something. So here I've got a photograph of my desk. This is just a filler image to show like my desk is relatively new, this is my desk, blah blah blah. What my goal is to have it so when you hover over this picture, you get the summary of the picture down here, or a caption, or a section, or a link to an article, whatever. The text that you want to be in this div block, when you hover over the picture, you want the text to show rather than the image. Now, CSS3 is starting to make it a lot easier to do things which only JavaScript could do a while ago. Unfortunately, things like this bit of code here, well, CSS markup rather, will only work in some of the later versions of the browser. So this here, the MS transition, should only work in Internet Explorer 9 or 10. In the Opera version, it should only work in the later versions of Opera that are working with HTML5 and CSS3. Same with Mozilla Firefox, and the same with Chrome, Safari, and all the other browsers that use the WebKit engine. There's also the transition here in case a browser isn't reading any of these. So for example, the Gecko browser, or not Gecko, sorry, Conqueror might be using just transition instead of -k HTML -transition. Basically how this works is you have your transition function, and you have the element that you want to change. So the element in this case is height. The height of the image, I want it to shrink up to nothing. So the image is 193 pixels in height. When I hover over it, I want it to take a second to shrink. And what this ease in and out here is how it shrinks, in a sense, how it performs the transition. Now, we've got ease, which is your simple, just does it at full speed. Ease in takes just a second just to get up to full speed, and ease in and ease out will take a while to get to full speed, go full speed, and then slow down a little bit. So it's just little minuscule visual effects that sort of like make up a piece. There are some other functions like cubic visor. I assume, because I've not used it yet, I assume it'll just crunch it up like a shape. So you can choose all the edges and corners to x1, x2, y1, y2, for example. Linear is sort of like, it'll just do it in a linear sense, I suppose. My favourite is easing these out because it looks a lot better. So as you can see, it's just simple styling as you would style your own page. Obviously you want to get rid of your own borders if you're ever putting links around, or you have your padding just to make sure your text isn't showing on the browsers. Obviously justify line height. It's all styling apart from this actual transition piece here. So if we'll just preview this in Safari. I'll just save it because I've made a few changes by typing these and these out. So this is your end product. This is my desk. My picture's there. And when I hover over it, my desk is relatively new with 2 LG LED screens. So I get my nice little summary there. Now I could have that do that and have a link here for more. So if this was like a picture of Say if it's your own personal blog, you have a picture of your holiday, you could hover over, say this is my holiday on such and such a day, we went here, we went there, a link for more pictures, for example, or a link to the gallery that it's full of. Now, one thing I've noticed that on Safari, it doesn't really handle the image scaling too well. It kind of all hashes it up and makes it look completely horrible. Now, if we were to open this in Firefox, we can see that it handles the image scaling a lot better, but the transition itself is a bit snappy, shall we say. The best browser to actually do this in up to now is Google Chrome, which I've tried on my Windows computer, but I haven't got Chrome on my Mac because I use Safari, obviously. But yeah, a simple bit of CSS free can get rid of JavaScript quite easily. And again, you could actually use this for particular images. So instead of it having to do it with all images in this div block, you could have it so it was image, and the name of that image is my desk, for example. So it will only be the image with the name desk. You can enforce quite a lot of the CSS pseudo classes and attributes and other little things. And for more information, just literally go onto the website W3 Schools, and they've got a lot of tutorials on CSS 1, 2 and 3 and HTML5 and jQuery. So if you're wanting to get into this new, the new generation of websites, which is HTML5, just have a look on there.